Hello friends. Eczema or dermatitis is a very common skin condition, and in almost 20 years of my dermatology practice, this is one of the commonest indication for which patients come to us. So in this video we are going to discuss in length about the types of eczema, treatments, and general common tips and some important tips how to deal with it. So I am your friend Dr. Shail Gupta, and I am a practicing dermatologist. On this channel we keep on posting important useful information about skin conditions, their treatments, and if you haven't already subscribed our channel, do subscribe it and don't forget to press the bell icon. You can also follow me on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. So coming to eczema, what is eczema or dermatitis? It's an umbrella term which includes a lot of skin conditions. Literally, eczema means an inflammatory skin condition characterized by uh, dryness, itching, inflammation, redness. You can have some papules or even vesicles, blisters. You don't see oozing in all the eczemas. Eczemas can be dry as well. The most common classification of eczema is exogenous and endogenous. So exogenous eczemas happen because of the skin coming in contact with external allergen. So the commonest type of exogenous eczema is contact dermatitis. It can happen at different sites, almost any body part. So the commonest type of contact dermatitis is because of artificial jewelry or the body coming in contact with metals like nickel. Artificial jewelry can cause this, watch strap can cause this, your belt's buckle can cause this, rings can cause this, your specs frame can cause this. So there are so many things which can cause this. Another example of contact dermatitis is hand eczema, where external allergens like detergents, washes or soaps, they can cause this. Sometimes some vegetables like tomato, potato, onion, the juices or the extract of these vegetables, when they come in contact with skin, can cause dermatitis or eczema. Another example is allergy because of the hair color. Hair dye can cause contact dermatitis. Then the gloves which healthcare professionals use can cause, this happens because of presence of latex in it. So latex dermatitis can cause itching or eczema. Skincare products like shampoos, oils or soaps can also cause this. Moisturizers having fragrance in it can cause this. People who use deodorants or perfumes, they can also have allergy to these things, and this can precipitate eczema. Skincare products like cosmetics, eyeliners, mascara, lipsticks, foundation, these can also cause contact dermatitis. Then there are some occupational dermatitis like people who are in paint industry or in building work. When they come in contact with cement or some chemicals like that, they can have contact dermatitis. Another variant of contact dermatitis is contact irritant dermatitis. This can happen sometimes with Dettol or Savlon. When people clean their wounds with these things, especially when they use it without diluting it, they can have strong inflammatory blistering dermatitis, and it's pretty common. And then you can have contact irritant dermatitis because of insect bites also. Sometimes the toxins released by insects can, when they diffuse into the skin, they can cause a severe inflammatory reaction. Majorly the treatment of contact dermatitis is to prevent contact with these allergens. Now coming to endogenous eczemas. So the commonest type of endogenous eczema is atopic dermatitis. It's a very common condition, usually seen in infants. It can be seen on cheeks and the extensor aspects of body. Then at the age of 2 years, it can be seen involving the skin folds uh, like elbows, area behind the knees. Then, as the age progresses, it can again start involving the extensor areas. In most of the cases, when a child reaches puberty, this condition disappears, but in some cases, it can persist even in adulthood. I'll be making a separate video on atopic dermatitis in detail. So, another type of endogenous eczema is pompholex. It's a very common condition, more commonly seen during summer season. It affects skin of palms and soles, especially the sides of fingers. Patients can have itchy vesicles, blisters on their skin, and usually itching starts before the appearance of lesion. And these blisters can break down, and they can manifest as dry or scaling skin as well. Another type of endogenous eczema is discoid eczema or nubular eczema. Here patients can have coin-shaped lesion on the body. Any body part can be involved. It is more commonly seen in people who have dry skin and more common in winter seasons. Another type of very common type of eczema, in fact, is neurodermatitis, also known as lichen simplex chronicus. It is an eczema of neurological origin where stress is the primary cause. Now, these patients generally have itching on easily accessible areas like shin or maybe nape of neck or any area where they can easily take their hand to. Usually when a person is busy during the day, they don't feel itching, but when they are free, they come back to their home, relax, that is the time when they feel itching. And when the itching starts, it becomes an irresistible urge to scratch, and when they scratch it, the skin becomes thicker, and patient derives pleasure out of that itching, which helps in reducing the stress of day-to-day life. It is a kind of defense mechanism of body to combat stress. So I'll make a separate video on this. This is a very interesting topic, and see, in case you have stress, you can to deal with this stress, meditation is a very useful tool. So I have a separate channel on YouTube by name of Dr. Shail Gupta. The description is given here. You can see there are some very important useful guided meditations, sleep hypnosis, motivational videos which you can access, and these are good tools to take care of stress, or rather I should say to live a more happy and meaningful life. Another type of eczema is stasis dermatitis. This dermatitis is basically seen in a condition called varicose veins. So here there is stasis of blood in the lower part of your legs, especially the medial aspect, and it is seen in people who have varicose veins. The blood becomes stagnant, there is obstruction of the venous and lymphatic drainage in those areas. Because of the blood staying there, it starts oozing out of vessels and penetrates in the skin, which can lead to discoloration of skin, itching, lesions there, and when it persists for a long period of time, it can lead to ulceration also. These are venous ulcers, and it is a difficult condition to heal once it reaches the ulceration stage. So treating the primary cause, varicose veins, taking care of the lymphatic drainage, helps to reduce this condition. Now, what should you do when you have this condition? First of all, let me tell you, a lot of people come to me in my past 20 years of practice. I've seen a lot of patients coming with a very broad umbrella term, eczema. Not all the skin conditions are eczemas. There are some infectious skin conditions also, And most of the times what I see, people do self medications. If they have itching, they apply something which has been prescribed to their family members, or sometimes they don't even see a doctor, or sometimes they apply the same cream which was prescribed to them, maybe for a different indication, but they think the same cream is going to work for every skin condition. So that is not the case. Please stay away from self medication, especially in a condition like eczema, which sometimes can be chronic. So as far as treatment of eczema is concerned, always consult a dermatologist. Sometimes people consult a general physician when they don't get appointment of a dermatologist. That is not the ideal scenario, because dermatologist is the ideal person to deal with eczemas. So what are the types of treatments which we generally recommend to our patients? First of all, the cause has to be identified. Whatever the cause is, if you diagnose the primary allergen, it can be diagnosed with experience of dermatologist or a battery of investigations, where patch testing is also very important. It helps us to find out the exact allergen. There are some blood tests also where we can try to find out the food allergy, or maybe contact allergy. Now, once we find out the cause, then the primary treatment is moisturization. That is so important. There is a separate video which I have made on dry skin care. The link is given in the description. You can see this is a very good video, interesting video. You will find all the information about taking care of dryness. So the most important tip is 3 minutes golden rule. So whenever you take a bath, when the moisture is still there on your body, within 3 minutes you apply a moisturizer, so that the moisture remains trapped in the skin and it stays there for a long period. Good moisturizers are coconut oil or almond oil or olive oil. You can use glycerin also, or any moisturizer which is fragrance free. One should avoid using fragrance when they have tendencies to get eczemas or dermatitis. Don't take a bath with very hot water. In case you can't take bath with the tap water, you may use lukewarm water. Antihistaminics, oral antihistaminics, they are helpful. We use cetirizine, levocetirizine, fexofenadine. There are so many salts. So some oral antiallergics are sedatives, so they should be taken at night time. Some oral antiallergics are non-sedatives also, so you can discuss this with your dermatologist, and according to your need, your dermatologist will prescribe you the needful medicine. Then topicals, corticosteroids are the mainstay of treatment. There are different types of corticosteroids, and according to the situation and the area, we use this. I'll make a separate video on different types of corticosteroids. You can see the link and description. There are some videos which I have already made on the usage of corticosteroid. Please go through the videos. You will find these videos useful. Then corticosteroids should not be used without prescription of a dermatologist, and they should be used only for the duration which you have been prescribed. Self-usage of corticosteroids can really damage your skin, and even a person gets tolerant to these medicines, and long-term usage, especially in chronic conditions like atopic dermatitis or contact dermatitis, can really damage the skin and makes the medicine absolutely useless. Then sometimes we have to use oral or topical antibiotics in case you have acute inflammation, or if there is an element of infection in it. There are some steroid sparing medications like pimecrolimus, tacrolimus, especially they are useful in atopic dermatitis. Then we also use immunosuppressants or oral corticosteroids when the condition is very severe, and although this should be done under supervision of a highly trained and experienced dermatologist. Another very important aspect of treatment is phototherapy, especially in atopic dermatitis or chronic eczemas. In my patients, I used narrowband UVB phototherapy, and it's an amazing treatment and really helps, especially in patients where I feel the condition is not responding to topical medications and I need to put them on oral steroids or immunosuppressants. Before doing that, I always give a shot of phototherapy, and it works invariably in all patients. Now, some important useful tips how to deal with this. First of all, use of moisturization, staying away from known allergens, that's so important. Then you should wear cotton clothes even in winters. At least the inners should be of cotton. Loose clothes you should wear. You should use a liquid detergent to wash your clothes, because sometimes the particulated detergent particles can stay there in the folds. Never wear a cloth without washing it when you are wearing it for the first time. When you are wearing clothes after, say, change of season, it is advisable to wash them and show sunlight. Stay away from moisturizers which have fragrance in it. Stay away from deos and perfumes. Whenever you take a bath, apply moisturizer within 3 minutes and gently dab your skin. Don't scratch it, don't rub it vigorously. Any kind of friction can aggravate the problem of your eczema. People who have hand eczemas, they should stay away from harsh liquid soaps. They can use soap-free cleansers. Cetyl alcohol and stearyl alcohol liquid hand washes are helpful in that. People who have contact dermatitis to detergents or maybe vegetables, they can use gloves while indulging in those activities. Healthcare professionals who have allergy to latex, they can use latex free gloves. It can be acute, it can be chronic. It needs proper supervision, it needs proper treatment, diagnosis. Self-medications should be avoided. And if you like the content of this video, please press the like button and share the information with your loved ones. In case you want me to make more videos on this topic or any particular topic, you can write it in the comment section. We would love to do that. In case you have any doubts, you can ask in comment section, or you can call us or WhatsApp us at the given numbers. Me and my team would try to solve all your queries. You can also follow me on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. If you haven't already subscribed this channel, please subscribe it right now to receive all the notifications. Don't forget to press the bell icon. Thank you for watching the video till the end. Thank you. Love yourself. Stay blessed.